Alright, so for our last video, third video, is the power phase for my track and field athlete who, again, does the 100, 200, long jump, and high jump. So, real quick, the dynamic stretches, I'm going to run through one more time. They are in the first video, stabilization, if you want to see what they look like, but it is the arm circles, high knees, butt kicks, lunges, side shuffle, karaoke, power skips, bear crawl, Frankensteins, and the sprint combinations of just from your back, and the normal just 4 15-yard sprints. Now, doing those warm-ups, we'll do those every single day, again, just to get their body prepared for these exercises, but everything behind that exercise, like our core, balance training, speed and agility training, all that stuff leads to or helps to warm up the body for resistance training. Now, since it is power, we're going to be matching up our power exercises with our max strength exercises. So we'll be doing a lot of controlled lifts with quick, fast movements. So this is the 5th phase. Then you go into maximal power training, which is the 6th phase, which I'm not going to be going over right now, but this is where you want to get your athlete to be able to make them more powerful and explosive for their sport. Now, I'm going to go explain that the core, since we are using rotational chest passes and medicine ball throws during our power training, during resistance training, we will not be starting with core exercises during this phase, so we're going to kind of cut that out. We're going to start with our balance training. Now, for our balance training today, we're going to be doing both sagittal plane movements and frontal plane movements on one leg. So I'm doing this with balance, so I need to jump, whether I'm going across a certain distance. I want to jump forward, try to hold that stabilization, jump back, okay? And I'm gonna work on trying to get now, me, if I was starting in the stabilization phase, I'd be able to work up on this. This would be a little bit easier, but since I didn't, be struggling with balance a little bit more, but I'm working on trying to control that balance. Once I do my set of 12 with that, I'll move into I'll switch legs, but after, granted, if we did all that, we would move into our frontal plane, which would just be side-to-side movements, trying to jump across, trying to control that movement. All right, trying to, every time you land, gain control, explode back over. Okay, work on that balance. It's a great exercise to use all the way up to this phase. We would do each legs 2 sets of 12. Okay, that would consist of our balance training for this portion of training for the day. Before moving into our plyos, now our plyos are very similar to what we just did, only instead of holding the stabilization, we're going to basically, you have a line. So say I'm using this yellow line here. I'm going to use 2 feet, and I'm going to work on controlling balance and basically I control my body by going back and forth over this line with 2 feet. We're going to do this, you can do this in a box as well, so if I had my box set up over there, I would do that in this, but say I'm going forward and back, I'm just going to work on it. Try to go quicker and quicker. You do that for a set time, or you would do this for reps. Now, I would then move into doing side to side, so going across, trying to stay balanced, trying not to step on the line, trying not to go off, trying to hit the same spot each time. And then finally I would do diagonal, which if I had a box, it would look similar to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I would jump across like that. So that would be our plyos. It's just real quick, fine movements before moving into our speed and agility. Now, if I'm doing my speed and agility, we'll kind of walk over here. Go get my 3rd or my 4th one. Again, this would be a long time done outside, but I'm going to make a smaller setup with this. So this is called the T-drill. So each of these would be 10 yards apart. So 10 yards, 10 yards, and we're going to practice starting here, and this is all time. So you're doing 3 trials as quick as you can. So I'm going to sprint up to here, okay? I'm going to basically break down, and I'm going to side shuffle over. Once I hit this side, I'm going to karaoke across, side shuffle back pedal. And once I hit here, I stop my timer, and we try to beat it each time, okay? So we do 3 trials of that before moving into our second speed exercise, which is our box drill. Okay, so for our box drill, I might have it set up like this, just a square box. And I like to do my box drills with different variations, so you might do sprinting to this side here, and you can do side shuffle across, back pedal, okay, and then side shuffle. You could do sprinting up karaoke, across, back pedal karaoke, different, maybe even a sprint, side shuffle, back pedal, bear crawl, things like that. I mix it up with different exercises, but I make sure they're doing the same exercise for 3 trials. That way we get a good time and see if they can get very close to each one. We don't want to see a big difference in time, especially slower by a couple seconds, because then we're thinking there's something wrong. They're getting way too fatigued, or they're not getting enough rest. So giving them maybe a minute the first week and giving them 45 seconds the second week to prepare for the next trial is all they really need. Now, if you're looking to actually get a good test measurement, you might want to give them a little bit more rest time so they can go give it 100% and have all their energy back for that. But before moving into, once we're done with that, we'll go into our speed and agility. We have a little bit more during this one. We're going to be going through the 1 foot in each hole, 2 feet in each hole, zigzag, the 1 hand in each hole, hand zigzag, and 3 up, 2 back. Now I went over in the other videos the 1 foot in each hole. Okay, we went over this one. We went over 2 feet in each hole, making sure we stay square to the ladder. We're not leading with 1 foot in front. Zigzag, working on some side-to-side movement. Okay, bringing our arms into the mix. We went over the bear crawl, the 1 hand each hole. Okay, we went over 2 zigzag hands, okay, all the way across, okay, back and forth. But the final one that is kind of new is the 3 up, 2 back. So they'll count 1, 2, 3, lift that back foot up, because I want to see if they can one balance on their front foot, but also switch and change that direction without falling forward. So lifting up, put it back for 2, lift the front foot up, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and they keep quickly changing direction. They have to know that they're going to be changing direction, or else this happens. They go 1, 2, 3, 4, because they overcompensate, take that extra step. We don't want to see that. We want to see that they can move up the ladder quickly, but gradually. It's not like you shouldn't be getting through it in 5 seconds, because you're taking, for every step or 2 steps forward, you're taking 1 step back. So once we finish this, we get into the meat and potatoes of our training, which is the maximal strength with power. So I'll kind of go over, I went over some of these exercises for our last video, the maximal strength, but I'll kind of go over them again. We have barbell bench, deadlift, incline DAB press, and lat pull down. Again, I went over in the max strength video that I go over chest and back one day, our shoulders and legs the next day, and then full body the 3rd day of the week. So again, for our bench, I'm going to sit on here. We're doing 3 sets of 5. So I would have my athlete start here, do their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They would rack that and go straight into their power exercise, which for mine, I haven't used this because we're using anywhere from 5 to 10% of our body weight for our power exercise. I'm doing 10 reps of these. Now I'm just going to throw it once because I'm not using the wall that we usually throw against. But what they would do is they would throw as hard as they can into the wall. It would come back and they would repeat this for 10 and then switch sides. So All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stand here and I'm gonna turn and throw as hard as I can to the side. So it's a rotational chest pass. Okay, so I'm gonna go here, throw across. Okay, once I get across that, I'm going to switch and then do that, give myself that 3-minute break in between. Repeat this for our 3 sets of 5 for the maximal strength controlled portion, 3 sets of 10 for our power. Okay, before moving into our deadlift. Now, I went over the deadlift. We're making sure we're keeping a nice straight back. We're not bending. Definitely don't want to jerk up the weight. I know a lot of people want to come up as fast as they can without taking or creating that tension first, because when you're coming up in a deadlift, you don't want to come up so fast to where you don't feel any weight, and then boom, you're feeling all that weight, because that's where you can tweak your back. Just like you wouldn't pull someone out of a ditch by letting a big slack in the rope and just gunning it, because one, you're gonna either rip off someone's bumper, or seen sometimes when the truck gets ripped in half. But we wanna make sure as we're coming up, we start feeling that weight and then stand straight up with it, okay? I'm not gonna go back over the deadlift, just wanna explain those key points. But once they finish the deadlift for 3 sets of 5, they're gonna come over, and since we worked on hip extension, so as I come up, I'm extending my hip through the deadlift. I wanna do the same thing here, okay? With the medicine ball, I wanna come down, and I'm going to overhead throw. Granted, this ceiling is a little lower, so normally we would do this outside, but they're gonna launch that ball as hard as they can backwards. And now we're working on that extension with some speed, okay, just after we finish that controlled exercise, and we would do that for 10, okay? We might throw it back, run down, pick it up, launch it back, okay? Again, take 3 minutes in between, go do the deadlift again, do that. This is basically what power is. You complete a controlled movement, you then work on fast and explosive movement. Then we move over to back over here, to our incline dumbbell press. So this is our 3rd exercise. Getting back into here. Okay. I'm gonna do my 5 reps. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Complete my 5 reps. I'm gonna run over here onto the turf. And this time, I might throw in a chest pass where I'm facing up. So similar movement. Okay, I'm pressing up. Okay, not straight out. Let my chest pass up. Okay, as far as I can. Boom, off my chest. Okay, go back into the ball. Repeat. Okay. And finally, the last exercise is I'll take this ball here, have it set up for me. Come over to my lat pull down. I'm gonna do my 5 reps. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do my 5 reps, get my medicine ball. And this time we're doing a stability ball overhead pullover. So now I'm starting here, okay? Just like if you were doing a pullover, think of it like this. I have a dumbbell in my hand, I'm doing my pullovers, okay, for my lat. Now I'm trying to do an explosive movement where I'm coming from here, throwing forward, okay? Get the ball or get someone to roll it back to me, complete that 10 times. So we do this, and then next week, again, change the reps, change the resistance, and keep improving, okay? We can also, once we're done at this phase, we can move into all the other phases. We can add in some maybe hypertrophy lifting, just max strength, or all 3 within the same week. Now, that could get a little bit more confusing, but it all depends on what the athlete's looking for and where they're at in their training. Just like you wouldn't do max strength when they're in their sport, because we don't want to overtrain them while they're competing at their highest level and then coming back to training and trying to compete at their highest level in those gyms. So maybe working on stability work along with endurance training during the season, and then in the off season focus on max strength and power to prepare them for the season. So I hope you like these 3 videos. These are longer versions of the videos. I will be also posting 3 resistance videos just for our Module 8 assignment. Just simple, same version of exercise that we did, but it'll be a little shorter videos just to kind of give you something to do for resistance training for athletes during the stability, strength, and power phases. So thank you for checking out the videos, and I'll catch you later.